Hey guys, Patrick here with a special video message for all of you. First off, happy 2018, guys. I am 24 days late, but it's better late than never. Uh, I was thinking of doing something like this last year, but I just never got around to doing it. But I figured, you know what? This year, it's going to be different. I'm going to make an intro to 2018 video and just talk about a couple things that have been going on with the channel recently. So first off, we're not dead. We are alive. Philip and I hopefully will be returning to our regular schedule sooner rather than later. So you can all look forward to that. The only thing really in the hole right now is Peace Walker, which takes just so much time to edit that I apologize for the slow turnaround. There's only like 3 episodes left in there. But the real purpose of this video was to have something of a dialogue with you guys in regards to a number of things in the channel. Because I realized that we never really had that. I've talked to you on live streams and in some comment replies in the videos, but I never really actually asked you guys about a number of things that have been going on in my head in regards to what we do here. So I apologize if this seems kind of, I guess, random in the way we go about topics, because it really is. Like I said, there's a number of things I want to talk about, and I kind of want to hit everything. So I guess I just want to talk to you guys about, what do we do in this channel? What is the point of a bunch of jerks? What is the channel? Well, it's a Let's Play channel. Obviously, we play video games, and that's pretty much the gist of it. It's nothing really unique or, I guess, spectacular. Not that I'm not trying to be self-deprecating. I'm just trying to say that this channel is, it's a Let's Play channel. It's a very common thing that you see all over YouTube. So to give kind of a brief history of the channel, the reason I really started getting into Let's Plays was because I wanted to take a hobby of mine that I loved doing and potentially try to make it into something more than just entertainment value. Because as I've gotten older, I've realized that the time I spent enjoying something that's purely entertainment, I don't have as much free time as I used to when I was a kid. I used to play games for hours on end, and I still do from time to time, but definitely not to the same degree. So I really wanted to take, I saw it as a way to like optimize my time in without actually changing anything in my life. So I was just kind of like cheating, but I really wanted to, I guess, get the most out of the things that I still do and enjoy doing in my life. And I thought this was the best way to do it, was to record it and show the good times I have playing games with other people, and hopefully that could have some kind of following. And from the very beginning, I mean, the channel is called A Bunch of Jerks. It was always founded on the principle that it was a group channel, that it was going to be me. We've had 4 people throughout the channel. And it was just me and a bunch of friends, just, having a good time and playing video games together. Because I always liked the group dynamic as opposed to the single, showman thing that I think a lot of Let's Play channels have. I like having a real dynamic with friends that have actual chemistry rather than just me kind of performing in front of a camera. I've done this. I'm like 31 minutes and 40 seconds into this recording, so obviously this video's been cut. I'm having such a hard time making takes of this that I'm satisfied with. Which is one of the reasons why I like the group dynamic, because I feel less pressured in that sense, because it's just, I have somebody to bounce off of and somebody to rely on. But yeah, it was always a group channel from the beginning. And that was sort of one of the founding principles of that. The format, I mean, let's be honest, it's Game Grumps. It really is. That was a Let's Play channel that I always used to watch all the time, and I still do from time to time. And I really like the format for 2 big reasons. One, I like the entirety of the Let's Play. I like watching something completely from start to finish instead of the highlight things. And if I wanted to watch the highlight things, somebody will make a highlight video. I like watching something from beginning to end and seeing the highs and the lows, not just the highs constantly. And 2, and more importantly, it's so much easier to make daily content when, you take, when you're making, 4 episodes out of an hour instead of one episode out of an hour. It's just more efficient that way. So that's why that format appealed to me. And we've really pinballed throughout the history of this channel in regards to how long that is. I think when we started it was like half an hour. No. When we started it was 10 minutes. I think the first video was 10 minutes because that was like straight Game Grumps. And then we kind of bumped it up gradually. I think it went to 20. And then I think in Metal Gear Solid 3 went to 30. And 30 was kind of that was a hard one because, I mean, you're making 2 episodes an hour, and you're looking at, on a good day, like 6 episodes per session, which it's not the most productive cycle. So we ended up cooling that down back to 20, and now we kind of settled on 15. I like that length because that's about the appropriate length any person can reasonably stand to watch something as stupid as one of our episodes. So I don't feel bad asking people to watch 15 minutes, and I don't feel like it's too short. So I'm really liking that part of where our format is at this time. But I'm stubborn. I'm a very stubborn man. I kind of like to make once I have something in place, I really like to stick to it, and I'm kind of hard to crack on that. So that's a fault of mine that I'm hoping to address with this video and some of the feedback that I hope to receive from you guys in regards to what we can do to perhaps change some things in the channel that I have been less open to. But right now, that has been our format. It's been weekdays, 15-minute episodes. We've nixed weekends, and it's just been primarily focused on YouTube. The problem with that is that kind of format seems today in 2018 really archaic. The market's so oversaturated. Everybody and their mother has a Let's Play channel. The barrier to entry is so low. This stuff doesn't cost that much. You probably already have the consoles. Otherwise, why would you be doing a Let's Play channel if you didn't already play video games? It's so easy to do, and there's so many people doing it that's nigh impossible to stand out in this crowd. So I feel like nowadays the best way to make a Let's Play channel is to just do something completely different. Like have a completely different channel that has nothing to do with video games. Get a following for that, something that like requires talent so that not everybody can do it. Get a following from that, and then siphon that audience into a spin-off channel that's a Let's Play channel. That seems like the only surefire way to really get a successful Let's Play channel off the ground nowadays. Because trying to be established right now is just nigh impossible. Live streaming, however, seems to be the most promising frontier, and that was something that we have gradually been opening up to as the channel has been going on. As of now, the format is kind of a strange format. I will admit. We basically record or live stream the entire play session on the weekend, and then I chop up the live streamed portion while I'm recording the videos while I'm live streaming. But I chop that out and then make an edited show, an archived show, for the following weekdays after we record. And my thought process with that was that, well, it's the best of both worlds. I get to live stream and people get to see, they get to get the immediacy of it. They get to kind of talk to us live and interact with us. And then I also get to retain that kind of more polished, more edited Let's Play video schedule that I've become accustomed to. And I just feel like there are other options available to us, and I wanted to ask you guys what your feelings on that format is. So first of all, I guess the first question is, do you like that format? What do you think about that? Do you think it's weird that you can watch a whole play session in one day and then get, a slightly better edited version on the weekdays in case you miss it? Do you hate that if you miss a live stream, you have to now wait for an archived version to go up? Especially with Metal Gear, because Metal Gear takes so long to edit that I'm pretty slow to the ball on that one. I mean, like, honestly, what do you think about that format? Do you hate it? Do you like it? Are you indifferent to it? That's probably the first question that I want to get out of the way, because that is really the foundation of what we do here. Sure, we play video games, but the only differentiating factor between other Let's Play channels is the format, is how we present how we play video games. Every channel does that. So that's really the only kind of thing that sets us apart. And YouTube recently changed their revenue model. So we weren't making any money on this anyway. All our money gets from the Patreon. But that's something to also consider. Is we don't make any money from this. The only money we make is from the Patreon donors, and that money is, we're still, I guess you could say we're taking it at a loss because it doesn't cover the subscription fee to Adobe that I have, even though I use that for multiple things, so I kind of consider that a personal expense, not really a business expense, if you will. But that's sort of that's just another thing to consider, is as this channel grows and hopefully we reach a point where we can make make revenue off of this, where do we end up? Do we end up on Twitch? Do we end up on YouTube? I'm such a YouTube guy. That's where my bias is. I primarily do all my video viewing on YouTube. I'm not so keen on Twitch, so I'm more ignorant to the options available for me there. So that's something I've been trying to pick up on, but that's kind of just the big question moving forward, is Twitch or YouTube, and I'm still leaning towards YouTube, but that's another question for you guys. Which one do you prefer? Do you prefer YouTube? Do you prefer Twitch? Do you prefer something else? I don't know. That's something that I want you guys to tell me about, because I want to know where we'll end up on that. So as we've been recording and doing these videos, the first couple of videos were old games. I think the first video we have on the channel is Mario Party 2. And it's awful video because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to record the video. I didn't know how to edit audio. It hurts to listen to, and I hate those. I keep them up there because I want people to see, how the channels progress now that I know how to record things in HD and I know how to clean up audio better than I did previously. So the big question is old versus new. Do we play old games or do we play new games? And that was one of the first lessons that I kind of took away from this channel. I think the initial impression is that, well, you play new games because they're fresher, they're more in people's minds, there's more people searching for them, therefore you can potentially get a slice of the pie because the pie's bigger. The problem with that was that, we have no search relevancy. We are just so small that we're just like this. We're not even, you can't even see us on the map. So we don't get a lot of views because all the views for people searching for new games go to all the top guys, and the little guys really get nothing. And it wasn't until we started playing Metal Gear Solid where we started to realize, oh, hey, people kind of like, there is an audience of people looking for that nostalgia factor, looking for somebody playing a game from their childhood that they loved playing, and then I guess reliving it vicariously through them. And when I think about it, the majority of the Let's Plays that I watch have been that. It's just been me watching people enjoy a game that I enjoyed when I was younger, and then reliving that experience through them. So that's been sort of my focus going into the channel. We did a live stream recently when I started live streaming random games back in late last year, where one of the live streams I did was Resident Evil 2. And Resident Evil 2, compared to all the other live stream games that I did, really blew up. It was like, I had like 30 people watching, which, isn't a lot of people, but relative to what we got on other live streams, it's like a blockbuster smash. It was crazy. I couldn't believe that so many people were ready to watch that video. So I think that is the best bet for new channels, is focusing on older games. Because even though there's fewer people searching for them, there are people that are interested in watching new videos uploaded for their favorite games, and then watching new people experience their favorite games, and then, like I said, reliving it through them. So we've had far more success with old games than we have with new games, which is why this year I really, really want to focus on old games. And when I say old games, I mean like, I'm not sure what number generation, but I'm talking about like Xbox, PS2, GameCube era and down. That kind of I want that to be our main focus going forward in this channel. That doesn't mean we're never going to play new games. We're definitely going to play MGS5 when we get around to it. Got to get over Peace Walker first. It's a monster. But yeah, I'm not opposed to playing new games, especially if it's a game that I really want to play. But I really want to bank on the nostalgia factor. And there's a ton of games that I have in my room over there that I had from my childhood that I really wouldn't mind going back and revisiting. And I think a lot of people would really like seeing that as well. So that's a really big initiative that I want to push going forward. And I want to know what you guys think about that. Because like I said, the majority of our success on this channel so far has been from older games. So I think that's, do you think I'm right about that? Do you think I'm wrong? Let me know. That's one thing I want to get to. To help facilitate that, I have a lot of equipment on order. I've gotten a GC plug and play, which is this really cool adapter that you use as a replacement for the component cables for the GameCube to pull a digital signal out of the GameCube via HDMI. It's custom built. It's still getting mailed to me. It's been on order for a couple months now, but that's going to come in. I'm using the box for a Dreamcast VGA adapter that I also ordered, so I really want to get Dreamcast games all the way. And then if you see on the Patreon, we have a goal for something called a Framemeister. And I actually want to really move on to the Patreon because I think that's a really important thing to cover. The original idea with the Patreon is just, what everybody does with the Patreon. It's a way to give people that want to support us an option to directly help us financially in producing this kind of content. And first of all, I want to say thank you to those of you that actually have donated on the Patreon. It's awesome. It's every time I see that number go up, I just get so giddy. So you guys have given us so much. And when we don't make content, I feel bad because I know somebody's giving us money to make content, and I feel like I'm stealing it, and I really am, because you guys are giving us this money to with the understanding that we're going to give something back, and I really want to fulfill that promise. So thank you. When I first started the Patreon, I really didn't know how I wanted to handle the money we got from it. Originally, I guess the thought was, since we receive money on a monthly basis, we'll set like some goals or something that'll be like, hey, if we hit X amount of funds per month, you get yada, or X. That's what every channel does. That's what every Patreon does. The problem I found with that is that I didn't really have any kind of specific monthly amount that I could equate to a goal that we wanted to reach. So what I ended up changing on the Patreon was now we just bank the money. I put it in the bank, and it's accruing to hit a goal. So right now, if I look on the Patreon, we have, as of January 4th, we have 134 in the hole, and our primary goal is the XRGB Framemeister. Now, the Framemeister is a really nice professional video upscaler that I have been eyeballing for a while now, and I really want to get, because that's going to really open the door for us to record old school game consoles at much higher quality than we have in the past. Right now, what we kind of do is we have to record it at like 480p at most, and then stretch the image out to 720 to take advantage of 60 FPS, because YouTube doesn't do 60 FPS on 480. So the video quality gets diminished on that. And also 720 between 1080 on YouTube, the bit rate, that's like the fidelity of the video, gets the difference between that is fairly noticeable. So with the Framemeister, that'll allow us to record old school games at an upscaled 1080p and hopefully look a lot better on YouTube and on your phone than what we've been doing right now, which is just essentially just cheating in Adobe Premiere. So that's something that I really want to get into. Something that I have been doing, I was kind of hesitant at first, but now I've made sort of a justification for myself on that allows me to do this. What I've been doing with your banked funds on Patreon is I've actually been using them to buy Bitcoin. I'm turning them into Bitcoin with the hopes that as Bitcoin goes up, we're going to accrue interest and more quickly reach our goals. So obviously the big question is, well, what if Bitcoin goes down? Well, you're losing our money, Patrick. And the answer is yes. So when that happens, I'm actually going to be taking money from my own personal account and transferring it into the Patreon account. So anytime the investment goes down, I'm going to take a loss, write it off, and then, make up for it. So it can only accrue interest. Anytime it goes down, I will make up for it. And every time it goes up, I will celebrate. So, and I can afford to do that now because we don't really have a lot in the bank. That's not gonna like cripple me financially, so don't worry about me. But that's something I wanted to do to help really facilitate the process we have here, or to really, I guess, speed up the revenue making process, because I really want that Framemeister sooner rather than later. Once we get that Framemeister, that's going to open up so many doors to us that I really want to be a part of. So I guess the big questions here is, what do you guys want from this channel? I mean, honestly, like anything at all. Do you want edited videos? Do you want the live streams to be uploaded like their episodes? Do you just want live streams? Do you like these vlogs? Do you want more vlogs? Do you want opinion pieces? Do you want something completely different from video games? I don't know. Like, that's what I want to know from you guys, because at the end of the day, if you're watching this video, you're probably one of the people that kind of watches all our stuff because you like us, and you're our favorite viewer. So thanks for being here, because you are the guys that stick through us no matter what we play. And that's always the best. But I just wanted to get some kind of feedback from you guys in regards to that. So let us know what you think. Let us leave any kind of comment here. I'm hoping, even if it's a small thing, just comment on it. I'm going to try to reply to everything as quickly as possible. I'm going to be finishing up Metal Gear. Hopefully sooner rather than later. I have about 3 episodes in the hole. So I'm going to try to get those out of the way. Then we're going to be hitting Sonic again, because I want to get that done. And then hopefully my expectation is that when we finish Sonic, I will have the Framemeister. I will have the system set up to play older games. And then we're going to have some really nice surprises. The live stream schedule, I'm still not sure about. I still got to figure out what's the best course to take in regards to how best it fits my daily schedule. And what I can do, because it takes a lot out of you. I don't get a lot of hours in the day to do something like that anymore. So I want to make sure that I can withstand the time it takes, the time investment needed to make something like live streaming work. But I'm gonna try to hash that out. All right, guys. Well, thank you for being here. This is something that I hope to be doing more often in the future as we kind of build this channel together. And hey, if you got to the end of the video, you're the best. So guys, thank you for your questions. Thank you for your views. Thank you for being here. And thanks for just liking our content, guys. It really means a lot to us. So we will be back. Bunch of Jerks isn't dead. We're coming back, and hopefully we'll be better than ever, guys. So thank you for being here, and y'all take care.